Ladies and gentlemen, this is your TNA Impact Report here at OneWrestling.com. If you don't know who I am, well, I am the Mark of the Masses, the Mallow Plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA Impact Wrestling today. TNA Impact 4/6/2017. And ladies and gentlemen, this TNA Impact was absolutely, it was okay. A lot of talking. I mean, the main event was talking. I gotta thank the steady hand of OneWrestling.com. That is the cameraman, Mr. Carl. Almost said his last name again. Sorry, Carl. You know how I am with that thing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming here late. I'm coming to you here late from the offices of OneWrestling.com. Ladies and gentlemen, give us a follow here at One Wrestling on Twitter. Give me a follow at Big Ray Show, and of course, the legendary Bill Apter. Give him a follow at Apter One Wrestling. Now, let's just jump right into the show, and we'll jump right into the show just like they, Impact Wrestling, jumped into the show. It was just a match. Just boom. Just a match. Eli Drake versus Caleb Konley, which was a solid match. Now let me go over a couple things here. Here's the deal. Now, listen, if they're gonna be doing this every single week, you know, where they just jump right into wrestling, cool. Keep it that way. I'm so tired of the 20-minute opening promo. If you're gonna do it every week. Differentiate yourself from every other organization, WWE, and do it that way. It's old school. It's the way it used to be. Turn on wrestling, match is on the way. Turn on wrestling, they're actually in progress. They were like in the middle of the match. Trust me, it used to happen all the time. It works. It's different. Go for it. During this match, we have, after a near fall, we have Caleb going up to the top rope. Now he had been successful with a top rope attack before, but this time Tyrus, yes, big Tyrus distracts him, allowing Eli Drake to run over and hit him with the white noise for the 1, 2, 3, dummy, yeah. So the winner is Eli Drake, dummy, yeah. Okay, I'm sure you get the point. But listen, again, guys, it's just my opinion. I would like to know what your opinion is. Please leave your comments here below at OneWrestling.com or One Wrestling Video here on YouTube. Or just, hit me up on Snapchat or Instagram or Twitter. It's all Big Ray Show. Very easy. Big Ray Show. All right. And then my very favorite part of the entire evening, the argument between Jeremy Borash and Josh Mathews. Here's the deal. It's cool, I know it's part of the storyline. You have Jeremy Borash against Josh Mathews. But when you have them arguing the entire freaking night... Let me give you an example. Let's say I had a giant... Behind me over here in the office, let's say I had a giant chalkboard. A big one. A big chalkboard. And I took my nails, right? And I let them grow. A good solid, like, 1/4 inch. And I took my nails and I graded those nails across the chalkboard for 2 hours in a 360-degree circular motion. How would you like that? Well, at first, maybe it wouldn't bother you at first a little bit. But after 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, you start losing it. And that's what's happening here with me, with Josh Mathews. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely loving the character that Josh Mathews is playing. And for some reason, I can't root for JB. Even though I'm a big fan of JB. I love JB. I know what JB has done for TNA Impact Wrestling, or Impact Wrestling as it is now. But the fact is that JB, for some reason, for me, I don't know. I feel like Josh somehow is like the underdog here. Or maybe just that I like the bad guy. I'm a fan of the heel. Is what it is. They go back and forth. They're bickering like two little schoolgirls, fighting over a Barbie doll. And Bruce Pritchard comes in the ring and he says, "I love you." He doesn't say that. I don't know where I got that from. But he comes in the ring and he said, "Look, basically, shut up. I'm done. I'm tired. We're sick of it. Yada, yada, yada. This is what's going to happen." Now, I need your help with this, guys. I need you to leave comments here below. Because maybe I missed this and I went over it twice. Here we go. Bruce gets Josh and JB in the ring. Says you guys are going to pick each a team. The winner of the team is the winner or something. Knows what he's talking about. Is the best. The loser loses his job. The winner gets to be the #1 announcer. gets to make calls, is a general manager. What the hell does this whole gimmick mean? I don't know. Did I miss something? Maybe I did. I don't know. Guys, please, this is why I ask you all the time. Leave your comments here below, or let me know what you think it means. I'm going to try to look into it tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this video. Every Friday, WrestleZone.com, Impact Rebellion, with me and y'all, my partner, Ben Hameen. Give him a follow up, Ben_Hameen, and of course, Connor, Kayfabe. We have a show called The Impact Rebellion. It's actually pretty damn good. We don't just talk Impact Wrestling. We talk all kind of wrestling, but it's really awesome. Great guests and so on and so forth. Anyway. So that happens, and then Bruce makes them both shake hands, and they do the whole, pull each other. Come here, kick your ass over here. They do that whole gimmick. We have a Gauntlet style knockouts match. I'll break it down for you. This is what a Gauntlet match is. It's basically a battle royal or a Royal Rumble type scenario where every minute or so a new competitor comes to the ring. Okay, you eliminate each competitor by throwing them over the top rope. When there are only 2 competitors left, those 2 competitors will wrestle in a regular match. All rules apply. Count out, submission, pinfalls, etc. There you go. So, we start the match with Ava Storie versus Madison Rayne. Ava Storie. Does anybody know her story? Anybody? Carl, do you know? I really don't know much about this girl. I mean, they claim, Impact claims to have all these new people watching the show, but okay. Anyway, well, we know who. We'll figure out who she is. I guess in the next couple of weeks or whatever. Next out is Rebel, who we all know who she is, kind of. I mean, if you guys are not fans of Impact Wrestling, again, no story being built. Amanda Rodriguez comes out. I think I dated her, like in the 7th grade. I'm not sure. Who is she? Do you know who she is? Do you? I'm not talking about me. I know who she is. Do you know who she is? The casual fan. I'm not here to educate you guys. That's their job. My opinion. And then, but at least look, we have another competitor that comes out, and we know exactly who she is, who she was, how many years she's been wrestling, who taught her, how many titles she's held. MJ Jenkins. Who? Who is this? Finally, Diamante comes into the ring, and everybody knows who she is. She's a member of LAX. That's all we know. But anyway, we have a Rebel. She eliminates ACR. I'm gonna call Amanda ACR because it sounds cool. So ACR is eliminated by Rebel. ODB, bam! She's out next. We know who she is. She is awesome. All types of awesome. There is nothing more awesome or awesome in her than ODB. She is fantastic. She is one of my very favorite knockouts, one of my favorite in-ring female or male competitors. Very charismatic, amazing in the ring. She knows how to call a match. Excellent. I love her. She's great. And then my very favorite knockout and one of the best talents on the roster, Brandi. No, your screen didn't freeze. I'm being paid to do this. Brandi comes into the ring as green as a banana hanging off a tree, like as I always say, and she eliminates Diamante. Why? I mean, Brandi she's just been wrestling like 2 days, including training. I mean, I don't get it. Is Bill Apter calling me? Why is I can't believe he's calling freaking. 1:30 in the morning. What do you? Anyway, I'll call him back later on. It's job related. MJ Jenkins eliminates Rebel. Okay, both women basically ended up shoulder blocking Rebel over the top rope. I don't know. This match was all over the place. It was okay. A lot of green competitors in this match. A lot of people who I didn't know who the hell they were. We have Jenkins eliminated. Again, Madison Rayne sneaks up behind Brandi, and she, thank God. Thank any God that you decide to worship on this earth, guys, that Brandi was eliminated. She does not need to be getting any title shots, any singles matches, anything anytime soon. Give that girl some solid training, buddy. Again, she's in the ring. So anyway, we have Madison Rayne and ODB. They go back and forth a little bit, but listen, my girl, she wants to be the knocked up champ. ODB. She takes out Madison Rayne with a TKO for the 1-2-3. Try to say that 5 times fast. Finally, the DCC is the DCC no more. Long story short, the DCC coming into the ring. I'm sorry, Cowboy James Storm comes into the ring, and he basically, tells a story about how he was talking to his little boy, and his little boy put the little cowboy hat on. And he says, "Who are you, son? Who the hell are you?" He didn't use the word H-double hockey sticks in front of his kid. Yeah, right. He says, "Who are you?" And the kid goes, "Well, Daddy, I'm you. I'm the cowboy." I don't know. I'm assuming this is how the conversation went. I don't know. Maybe he put the hat on the kid, forced him to say it. I don't know. I wasn't there. But anyway, long story short, so this makes Cowboy apparently change his heart. And the guy decides that you know what, he's got one more run left in him. He's cutting a promo in the ring, and then he's confronted by Kingston and Bram. And I got to be honest with you, Kingston cut a promo that was good, solid. I mean, the guy came in the ring. They always say there's always a little bit of truth in, when you're telling a lie or when you're cutting a promo, so on and so forth. And Kingston called Cowboy James Storm a liar. I'm not saying that he is. I don't know him personally, but anyway. Kingston then says Cowboy became, quote unquote, and I quote, quoting and continue to quote, a selfish little bitch. After the verbal attack back and forth, Kingston spits in the face. He spits in the face of Cowboy James Storm, and boom, gets hit with the super kick, or the last call super kick out of nowhere. Then finally we have Bram in a weird standoff between him and James Storm, and they're friends. James Storm's like, shake my hand, man. I love you. But no, this didn't work. Bram decides, you know what? I'm gonna hit you with this chair. That's gonna be a hell of a lot better. And Cowboy James Storm ducks, and it's kind of convenient the way Cowboy James Storm was able to kind of hit, Bram in the face with the chair as Bram held the chair to his face. I'd be swinging it like crazy, maybe throwing it at him. It's just me. Anyway, grabs the microphone and says, "Sorry about your damn luck." Then we have Andrew Everett, who actually is being interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell, who she's pretty good. I like her. I'm starting to like her every single week. She reminds me of some other young lady who's blonde and does interviews for WWE. Can't remember her name, but I know she dated some kind of psycho guy. Anyway, Andrew Everett. She interviews Andrew Everett backstage, and Mr. Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. Shane Helms is backstage, and he interrupts, so on and so forth, basically calling out the kid. Andrew Everett finds himself in a match versus Marsh A Rocket and Suicide. Now, let me tell you something. I love the kid Suicide. I like the new guy Suicide. I like the guy, whoever it may be, who's playing Suicide, aka formerly Manic. I gotta be honest, this guy's doing a great job. He's a little bigger than most of the other Suicides. Of course, TJ Perkins was Suicide. Christopher Daniels was Suicide. What happened? You didn't know? It's different people. It's kind of like telling Carl that Santa Claus doesn't exist. What? Oh. Yeah, let's move on. Carl, we'll talk afterwards. It's Andrew Everett versus Marsh A Rocket versus Suicide. Listen, solid match, X Division match. Marsh A Rocket, for some reason, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because he's a giant man. This guy sticks out like a sore thumb in X Division. Now, listen, you could say the same for Samoa Joe, who stuck out like a sore thumb, so on and so forth back in the day. But, look, I've been a fan of the X Division since day one. I'm talking about day one AJ Styles, talking about Kid Cash. I'm talking about Elix Skipper. I've been there, done that, loved the X Division. Marsh A Rocket, in my opinion, I don't think he can be a solo competitor either in the main event picture. I think he could be a good tag team wrestler. Hear me out. Put him in the ring with somebody equally as big, maybe a little less athletic, and make them the modern day Doom. I guess you can. I don't know if you don't know who Doom is. Ron Simmons, Butch Reed, ring a bell. First Anyway, NWA Tag Team Champions, Black NWA Tag Team Champions. Anybody? No? Nobody knows who they are? Well, listen. That's why you have the WWE Network. Check that out, guys. I think this kid, this young man, has the ability to do great things in the ring. It's just he just doesn't have I don't know. I know they want to make the X Division his home. It's just weird to me. Maybe it's just me, guys. Leave your comments here below if you agree with me. He kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But it was a solid match. A lot of good high spots, so on and so forth. In the finish, we have Andrew Everett, who actually kicks Suicide off the apron. Suicide, who does the whole suicide dive gimmick. And he hits a modified shooting star press for the 1, 2, 3. And he actually pins Marsh A Rocket. The modified shooting star press was actually a thing of beauty. It's a shooting star press where you flip it, where you kind of basically do a backflip in midair, but then he implemented the whole frog splash gimmick into it. Beautiful, gorgeous. This kid Andrew Everett is really, really good. And then the match that stole the show, Davey Richards with Angelina Love versus Eddie Edwards in the last man standing match. And this match basically started with Eddie Edwards doing the heel thing and jumping Davey from behind. I thought it was really, really good. After a suicide dive and chops outside, we have Edwards, who basically takes the early advantage in the fight, spills out into the crowd. And I'm going to be in detail about this match, more so than the other matches. We have Eddie Edwards, who set up Davey Richards with some chairs. Beautiful spot. Power bombs are right through the chairs. There was another point where Edwards would pile up some chairs, and they're going back and forth. He climbs to the top rope, but Angelina Love grabs his leg, because what he wanted to do is Eddie Edwards wanted to suplex Davey Richards onto this pile of chairs, but it didn't happen. It was reversed, and Davey Richards is able to superplex Eddie Edwards through this huge pile of chairs. Really, really good spot. There was a spot where they had the referee who started counting both men, but Davey Richards stopped him, and he wanted to continue beating the hell out of Eddie Edwards. Alicia Edwards ends up at ringside for some damn reason, and she's going back and forth for Angelina Love, and we have Angelina Love who throws a chain into the ring for her husband to use. Eddie Edwards sets up Richard in a tree. Eddie Edwards, we move forward. We have Eddie Edwards who sets up Davey Richards in a tree of woe. Now at this point, he plants a chair on his face. That's how you stop that. We can go this way too, chair. But I don't know, I mean, it's just me. But the chair is actually planted on his face, which is kind of leaned up against his body. And what happens if the chair falls? Does Davey pick it up and put it back on his face? Anyway, Eddie Edwards hits him with a huge running drop kick. There was another point where we have, oh my god, this spot was crazy, legit. Let's say this is a chair, right? So Eddie Edwards, now the back of the chair would be up here, right? And this is the folding part. Just kind of give it. Eddie Edwards' head, Davey Richards' head was trapped, leaning over like this. You see that, guys? See the visual? Yes, I have very strong hands. Thank you. Anyway, Eddie Edwards jumped off the top rope. This is Eddie Edwards. These are his legs flailing, and lands on the throat, killing Davey Richards. Rest in peace. Davey Richards died on television. I'm kidding. He did not die, but he could have. Big, crazy spot. Man, that was something special. Angelina Love, we have Angelina Love who Eddie Edwards actually gets control of the match. Angelina Love interferes in the match. She comes to the ring. She jumps on Eddie Edwards' back, giving him a sleeper hold or trying to choke him out or whatever. And then we have Alicia coming into the ring. She comes down. Now she takes down Angelina Love, looking a hell of a lot stronger than she has before in the past. She's been training with her husband, so on and so forth. They go back and forth. They roll out of the ring, and then Angelina Love actually takes Eddie Edwards' wife and throws her like a lump of coal into an oven, into the steel barricade, knocking her out. We're in the ring. I'm gonna fast forward this. We have Davey Richards, and Angelina Love is with him in the ring. Eddie Edwards is down. This was cool. And, she makes him tie, that being Davey, the chain around his ankle for the finisher, which is basically a savate kick. It's MMA kick to the head. I'll put it that way for you guys so you have an idea of what it is. And Davey starts having second thoughts because, yeah, it's a blood feud, excuse me, but these guys were friends. These guys were brothers. I'm sure Cain thought twice about, killing Abel when he did. Not the Wrestler King, you idiot. Anyway, read your Bible. Anyway, but I like the fact that he has second thoughts about it, and it really humanized this character. I thought it was good. I thought it was cool, but what I really enjoyed was that, like the American Dream, the Thoreau, the Jezebel and Angelina love. She actually looks at him and she says, "Kill him, do it for me." She placed Davey Richards' hand on her plastic breast, on her beating heart. She kissed him with her collagen-filled lips, and she says, "Do it for me. I am your wife." She doesn't say that, but and immediately, boom, snaps out of it, kicks his best friend right in the head, almost kills him. He's dead. Eddie Edwards now dead officially. Rest in peace, Eddie. No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen, but he could have been. Eddie Edwards down for the count of 10. Again, this is the last man standing. If I didn't mention that, probably didn't. For the 1, 2, 3. For the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. What am I talking about? What am I talking about, Carl? It's late. And this is not vodka. This is actually water. All right. Anyway, so we have LAX, and we're back. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 1990s. We have Ice Cube and so on and so forth. This is the movie Friday. No, I'm kidding. Dude, I'm digging this. I know it's a little kind of outdated, but Bowdy and Rowdy, serious like a late period. I mean, Conan is just awesome. LAX out in the clubs in Orlando going crazy, doing their thing, staking their claim. You know how it goes in the hood for those who live there. Anyway, Cowboy James Storm is recording a song, apparently Long Necks and Rednecks. I'm probably going to end the Impact Rebellion with that song tomorrow if I can find it. Anyway, El Patron, from now on, whenever I review an Alberto Del Rio match, I'm going to talk like this. We have El Patron, Alberto Del Rio versus Tom Bowling. And Patron had most of the offense during the match. He hits the corner stomp for the 1, 2, 3 over the Mr. Bowling. And then he calls out Booby Lashley. I love when he says Booby. It's adorable. Anyway, Booby Lashley, I want to fight you. I want your championship. I am El Patron. I'm paraphrasing. But anyway, so this is what happens during that match. We have Ali and Braxton backstage, and again, Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage, and she's interrupted by KM, and it's Kevin Mathews and Sienna, and things got pretty heated until Karen Jarrett, who looks fantastic. Karen Jarrett and Stephanie McMahon. For lunch. Anyway, so, no, not for lunch. Oh, God, going out to lunch. Well, maybe for. Anyway, so we have Karen Jarrett who says, look, she breaks up the fight. She goes, look, done screaming next week. I like the fact there was not a lot of Karen Jarrett this week. Okay, good to look at, very short, small portions. She goes, look, next week, mixed tag team match is going to be KM and Sienna versus Ali and Braxton Sutter. Well done. And then the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It is people talking. God on high. Josh Mathews, and I got indigestion talking about this, and JB picking their teams. I'm just going to jump right into this. We have Josh Mathews, who flipped the coin and got the first pick, and he picked Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry, he picks Bobby Lashley. But then Jeremy Borash actually picks El Patron, Alberto. El Patron. I was going to say Alberto Del Rio, but that guy only exists in the WWE universe. And I'm hearing some things that him and Paige are no longer, like, I mean, really, who wouldn't, like, kind of just, like, say, you know what, I'm gonna go that way. Anyway, and then Josh picks Bram. This is solid. And then JB picks Chris Adonis. Who's Chris Adonis? Well, if you remember the Master Lock Challenge in the WWE, well, it's basically Chris Masters, who's been kicking ass and taking names on the independent circuit, also fighting for Global Force Wrestling. He looks great. He slimmed down just a little bit, guys. Maybe he's not on the Triple H diet anymore, but he looks fantastic, guys. I think Chris Masters would be a great addition to TNA Impact Wrestling. And then JB, and then finally, Josh Mathews calls out his third pick, Eli Drake Dummy, who is followed to the ring by Tyrus. Now, I thought Tyrus was there just being a bodyguard. Maybe they would have a five-man, kind of an edge there. But Tyrus getting the face of Bruce Pritchard, easy for me to say, looking very intimidating, guys. And I got to be honest with you guys. Bruce was backing down from the big man, and then finally, he goes, look, Bruce is like, look, I love you. And I'm kidding, he doesn't say that, but he does tell him, he's like, look, I didn't hear your name called. And then Josh is like, well, yeah, well, I didn't have to call his name. He's my number one pick. Pendulum starts. While all this is going on, everybody's going crazy. Freaking Matt Morgan shows up, guys. Matt freaking Morgan, the Blueprint Matt Morgan, formerly of the WWE, where he was doing this stupid stuttering gimmick, which was absolutely ridiculous. A guy that size. The only stupid thing I think he did in TNA, and listen, let me tell you guys something. He was my first ever face-to-face pro wrestling interview. I've had plenty of interviews on Skype and on video and stuff like that on the phone. He was my first ever interview. 2010, I think, or 11, something like that. You have to check my Instagram or my Facebook. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Awesome dude, real cool, down to earth. Matt Morgan comes in the ring looking fantastic, man. The only other stupid gimmick that he did was the stupid Hulk Hogan, with the robe. Remember Rocky 3, Hulk Hogan? The Ultimate Man versus the Ultimate Meatball. Anybody? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, man, Matt Morgan comes in and cleans house. Now we go off the air, and they encourage you to go to ImpactWrestling.com, which I did, and I did my research because that's what I do. I'm a reporter here. And, apparently the fourth member to JB's team is former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Magnus. Yes, if you guys checked out the thumbnail, Magnus. Yes, Mickie James' husband, Magnus. Yes, former TNA. Did I mention he was a former TNA Heavyweight Champion? I did. Dude, this guy's great. I thought this guy would end up in the WWE, and I see him back. I mean, he possibly could sooner than later, but it's going to be interesting. But I need to know why these teams are fighting. There has to be something, like the loser leaves town type gimmick, to make this of any importance. I want to know what you guys think. Leave your comments here again below at OneWrestling.com or One Wrestling Video here on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitter. Matter of fact, guys, listen, I say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love talking Impact Wrestling with you guys. Guys, give us a follow here at OneWrestling.com, YouTube / One Wrestling Video. Give us a follow on Twitter at One Wrestling. Give me a follow at Big Ray Show. Give the legendary Bill Apter a follow at After One Wrestling. And, of course, the rest of the Big Slam Nation family at Big Slam Nation. Guys, listen, we love you. We thank you for your support, guys. Hey, do me a favor right now. I'm gonna see if I could put the link down low. I have a good friend. His name is Jamie Campbell. If you guys don't know who he is, he does the NXT Rebellion over at WrestleZone. He has a GoFundMe page. Just listen to the story, and if you want to donate, fantastic. If you don't want to donate, please share the link. I would really, really, really appreciate it, guys. He's an awesome, cool, just amazing person who had a couple of bad breaks, guys, and just kind of needs your help. So I would appreciate, guys, if you guys reached out to Jamie Campbell. I'm going to put the link below in the description. It's literally going to be right under the description of this video. It's going to be the link to Jamie Campbell's GoFundMe page. I will put it up there. It's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. We're not going to put the wall. We're going to build. Anyway, guys, in the words of the legendary Bill Apter, we'll see you at the matches. And in the words of my brother Bill Schuyler, up in heaven, we'll see you down the road. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me here at OneWrestling.com. Peace.